Sea Products Development is the genetics development center and core hatchery for Global Blue Technologies, whose innovative approach to biosecurity, super-intensive biomass production, and care for the environment was declared the future of shrimp aquaculture at the 2014 meeting of the Latin American chapter of the World Aquaculture Society. Global Blue Technologies' mission is to provide the world with large quantities of quality marine protein, reduce fishing pressure on the oceans, and eliminate environmental impacts associated with various aquaculture techniques. Sea Products Development, or SPD's role in achieving that mission, begins with its core genetics research goal of developing stress-resistant strains of specific pathogen-free shrimp, also known as Pacific white shrimp, that enables super-intensive stocking and steady growth. Only SPD-certified post-larval shrimp is used in GBT facilities. Global Blue's vision is to become the world leader in creating a more productive, efficient, biosecure, and environmentally friendly approach to aquaculture, and to control all aspects of the process from conception to consumption. Having our own genetics hatchery is an integral part of that vision. Traditionally, shrimp farmers around the world find that the higher the stocking density, the higher the percentage of mortalities and the slower the growth. With our genetics, we have overcome these issues. In practical financial terms, a higher rate of survival, combined with increased tail weight, generates an increased harvest biomass that equals greater profits. The genuses of SPD broodstock and PL production techniques, along with water management protocols, began with research started at Gulfport, Mississippi in the late 1990s. This research continued in South Africa between 2005 and 2009, before moving to Texas in 2010. That early water quality research evolved to the point where SPD operates as a no-discharge closed system. Effluent is treated and water recirculates back into production ponds. Nothing flows back into the environment. Management guidelines have been advanced to the point that we at Sea Products Development operate as the first hatchery and broodstock development center with this system in the world. Strict control to all environmental parameters increases biosecurity and allows the shrimp to be raised in conditions that maximize their genetic potential. This results in stable and consistent production throughout the year. The Sea Products Genetics Development Facility is located on 3,400 square meters at GBT's Taft, Texas campus. It's less than 40 minutes from the Corpus Christi Airport and 2 hours from Houston. Our state-of-the-art facility is capable of producing 300,000 broodstock, 200 million post-larvae, and 300 million nauplii a year. SPD believes that quality is more important than quantity. Only 25% of SPD's total production is selected through a rigorous protocol to become broodstock for our clients. The quality of SPD products is so highly regarded by Texas shrimp farmers that they have changed to SPD from traditional PL sources. SPD facilities are housed within rigid air domes of the type used throughout the GBT campus. Rigid air domes produce ideal biosecurity. Positive air pressure keeps away airborne pathogens and the airtight seal blocks outside contaminants. On the international scene, SPD is currently working with GBT Japan to locate a satellite genetics center in that country. Having a second broodstock development center in Japan provides a wide range of opportunities. Locating the SPD core genetic lines in two distant facilities reduces the risk of losing them during natural disasters. In addition, an SPD facility in Japan is ideally positioned to serve the largest broodstock market in Asia. It will reduce shipping costs, provide better client support, provide access to pristine water supply, and efficiently provide seed stock for GBT Japan shrimp production. Biosecurity is the most important component in any genetic program. Since 2011, when GBT first began operations, through today, Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and the University of Arizona certified that not a single incident of disease outbreak has ever occurred either at the GBT or SPD facilities or anywhere in the surrounding area. The seed products development lines were genetically selected by means of a family breeding program for accelerated growth, large tail weight, and strong breeding characteristics. The genetic program is designed to produce two different, distinct lines with very different genetic traits every 3 months, one for growth and the other for stress resistance at high-intensity stocking. These two lines are conditioned to mature, mate, and produce a new set of 50 families each. Each family is reared individually and separated into duplicated populations. One remains in the SPF facility in Texas, while the other is challenged with practical conditions on working farms. This allows the desired characteristics to develop while maintaining the next generation's SPF status. The best performing families in both the laboratory and field tests are selected, and these become the next generation of SPD's pure lines. SPD pure lines are never used in commercial ponds. They only remain in the hatchery. Combining both growth and resistance lines creates hybrids. Hybrids are the best performance organisms. They incorporate the growth and resistance characteristics of their parents. Because they're so far apart genetically, they are what Mother Nature wants. A highly genetic diverse organism with no inbreeding that outperforms the pure lines and creates the best offspring. These hybrids are SPD's best broodstock. The following illustrates how our genetic selection process works with our two pure lines, one developed for growth and the other for stress resistance. Matured females from one of the pure lines, selected for the best genetic traits, are conditioned in a tank allowing the best maturation and production of the highest quality eggs. Males carrying the best sperm of the same pure line are introduced to the same tank. The males and females mate, giving birth to a new generation, improving the genetic qualities inherited from their parents. From this group, 50 families of the new generation are created. The same process is duplicated with the other pure line. The 50 families of both groups are subjected to different conditions to force them to exhibit their best genetic traits. From each pure line, only 5 families are chosen, using an index that attaches different weights to characteristics such as reproductive performance, larval survival, growth, stress resistance, and general hardiness. Once the new families are identified, as they begin to grow, the best performing individuals from each family are separated out and allowed to reach maturity. As explained earlier, pure lines are not used as broodstock. Instead, individuals from both pure lines, males from one and females from the other, mate together to produce hybrid offspring. The hybrids contain the best genetic traits of both parents, outstanding growth, and enhanced stress resistance. These siblings become better than their parents. They grow as much as the mother and resist stress as well as their father. This cross prevents them from inbreeding and assures a genetically healthy organism. The hybrids are used to create commercial broodstock or to stock the GBT ponds, resulting in the highest biomass and premium growing animals. SPD's genetic results are protected from copying by clients or other hatcheries, because after 2 generations of performance, inbreeding erases the hybrid's special genetic characteristics, resulting in poor quality offspring. The University of Arizona Aquaculture Pathology Laboratory monitors SPD stocks monthly for the diseases plaguing shrimp farms worldwide. In addition, biosecurity protocols for staff and visitors to each building and the campus itself are in place and strictly observed. Only 2 companies in the world have genetic lines that are 100% free of all the viruses listed by the World Organization of Animal Health, known as OIE. Seed Products Development is one of those companies. Today, Asia represents an impressive potential market for SPD. SPD recently won approval to sell broodstock to India, a nation with the most restrictive criteria for broodstock importation and sales throughout Asia. The Indian government recognized the world-class quality of SPD-developed broodstock and allowed their import into the country. Asian demand for broodstock is estimated to be nearly 3 million a year. That includes registered, unregistered, and black market supplies. Each year, China requires a minimum of 500,000 broodstock, with as many as 250,000 from black market sales. Thailand and India need 300,000. Vietnam, Taiwan, and the Philippines purchase 150,000 each. With a second genetic development center in Japan, SPD anticipates doubling its effort to bring the consistency and quality of SPD broodstock and PLs to the Asian shrimp aquaculture market and to the world. SPD's genetic controls for developing broodstock combined with GBT technology ensures superior biomass production, biosecurity, disease elimination, and environmental compatibility. Global Blue Technologies and Sea Products Development are changing the rules today to build sustainable aquaculture for the future.